Welcome to Creepypasta Theater, a show where we explore the strange world of creepypasta. Join us as we hear tales best left untold, travel roads best left unexplored, and see sights best left unseen. Today's story, The Witch of Long Road. Author, unknown. This story can be found on creepypasta.fandom.com and is protected by Creative Commons license. Welcome, one and all. Whether you're a newcomer to this little town or you've lived here for some time, everyone is welcome to hear a story from this old-timer. It's nice to see new faces here in Long Road, Ontario. Well, new if you don't count those construction fellas gentrifying our neighborhoods, of course. I do worry for them, though, working in abandoned buildings late into the night, especially around Halloween. I hope they don't plan on attempting to renovate that old asylum, though. That old place should just be left alone, and all its spirits in it. Especially her. Oh, that's right. You new folks don't know about Long Road Asylum, do you? It was opened back in the 1700s, not long after the area was colonized. That old thing has had a bad reputation since the beginning, and really it's a wonder it stayed open until just before the First World War broke out. It's haunted, that's for sure. Oh, you want to know what I meant by her, eh? Why, the person I'm referring to is our little town's most infamous resident. Someone so feared that, even now, most of the folk here won't even say her real name. They just refer to her by what the newspapers used to call her. The Witch of Long Road. Actually, now that I think about it, that's a good spooky story in and of itself to share tonight. Scoot close by the inn's fireplace, and this old dog will tell you quite the tale. Now, the witch was born on Halloween night in the year 1866 and baptized under the name Fumiko Legba. Her mother was a young Japanese shaman who had lived in the town for 2 years, while her father was a wealthy merchant and former slave who took the Underground Railroad from the States a little over a year prior to Legba's birth. They were quite the happy family until tragedy tore them apart. See, reportedly, a rich man's wife was found dead, and the merchant, despite his innocence, became the only suspect. The result was a 5-year-old Fumiko being forced to watch as both her parents were beaten to death by a mob in front of their house. If it wasn't for the sheriff at the time, Fumiko would have never grown up. She was put into the foster system after that, going from home to home. Despite this tragedy, she seemed to grow into a mature, stable-minded young adult. She finished school despite everything stacked against her back then, and became a well-known artist. Unfortunately, I don't know much details about her complete upbringing, for not much details have been found. The most I could tell you is that reportedly, she had a friend from childhood that was killed accidentally when another girl pushed her into a puddle that had a live wire dangling in it. The only other thing known about Fumiko is that she had studied and had a fascination with the magic arts, specifically voodoo. It was between the years 1885 and 1887 when the bodies began to disappear. Over the course of 2 years, 44 victims were found in various locations across town, all in the same kind of state. Several lacerations and stab wounds inflicted by what appeared to be a large fishing hook were on the corpse, along with bite marks clearly caused by human teeth. A look of sheer terror could be seen in their lifeless eyes. Of course, it wasn't a victim of the witch if it wasn't for her signature in the room, a canvas with perfectly captured portraits of the victim nearby. There weren't enough pieces of evidence to tie the killings to Fumiko, and so she went undetected for 2 years. So how did she get caught, you may ask? She slipped up with her last victim by leaving a piece of her hair on the body, leading to her being tracked down. The Long Road Witch was finally arrested in May of 1887 in the town theater in the midst of fighting a mass murder that was causing trouble around the same time. Both women were taken to the station and put on separate trials, where the same sheriff that had rescued her years before could see that something wasn't right with Legba. He listened as she twitched every couple of minutes, smacking herself in the temple while explaining her motive. In front of the township, she admitted to being compelled by voices in her head to trap her victims' minds in illusionary nightmares that they couldn't escape before killing them. "I didn't mean to kill them," Legba reportedly stammered. "I just wanted them to hear and see what I hear and see. It was the voices that told me to kill and eat them." The whole trial was so dark and twisted that many of the jury reportedly had nightmares for weeks afterwards. In the end, Fumiko Legba went down in history as our town's most infamous serial killer. And for her madness, she was locked away in the asylum. It was clear to everyone that behind those bright emerald eyes was a twisted mind, one that had unresolved trauma that had now broken and needed help. Unfortunately, asylums in the era weren't as advanced as mental institutions are nowadays. And while not much is known about her time there, it's well documented that, in the end, Fumiko Legba's body was found unmoving in her room on November 1st, 1888, just the morning after her 22nd birthday. So what was going on within the mind of the witch? To this day, the answer isn't clear. What is clear is that after her mysterious death, multiple deaths and disappearances began to occur at the asylum. The first being the head doctor that oversaw her treatment. That kept happening until after the place was abandoned. However, that didn't stop the disappearance of any foolish soul dumb enough to go into the asylum. It's said that she's still there, stalking the rotted halls with vengeance, waiting for her next victim. I pray that those construction workers don't end up next. You have been listening to a presentation of Point of Insanity Game Studio. Visit us on the web at www.poigamestudio.com Follow me on most social media sites at POI Game Studio, and check out my music channel on YouTube at Al Seeger Music.